Hello, welcome back to another lecture. In this lecture, we are going to be learning how to create new planes in SolidWorks. So download this part file from the asset folder so you can follow along. There are several ways you can create new planes in SolidWorks, and we are going to be going through some of them. The first way is just to create an offset. So to create it, come to Reference Geometry, Plane, and on the left side, it is asking you to select your first reference point. So we'll select this face. So the face is offsetting a plane. From that face we select, and we can type in the distance we want to offset it. For this example, we can type in 2. We can also flip the direction of the offset if we want it in the other direction. And we also have the option to specify how many planes we want. For this example, we just want one plane, 2, and click OK. And that is how you create an offset plane. So let's hide that plane. So right click on the plane and hide it so it doesn't get confusing. The next type of plane we can create is an angled plane. So again, we'll come to Reference Geometry, Plane. We are asked to select our first reference plane. We can select this face. And under the option, we have the option here. So we'll select the angle. And for our second reference, we can select that line. And we can change our angle over here to 200. So you can see we have the angle. And if we keep, no matter how much we move this angle, that plane is going to be changing. So to create some planes, remember, you may have to select 2 planes, which is your first primary plane and your second reference plane. So for this angle, once we are satisfied with the angle we want, we can click OK. The third type of plane we can create is the coincident plane, where we select 3 points. So to create that, before I create it, let me hide this angle plane so it doesn't get confusing. So to create a 3-point plane, so come down, select your plane. For your reference, first reference, let's select this first point over here. For your second reference, let's select this bottom point. And for your third reference, let's select that bottom point over here. And once your plane turns blue, it means your plane is fully defined, and you can click OK. And that is how you create a 3-point plane, selecting 3 vertices. You can also create a plane selecting a line and a vertex. So to create that, before I create that, I'm going to hide this plane. So to create a plane by selecting a line and a vertex, we can select Reference Geometry, Plane. For our first reference plane, let's select this line. For our second reference plane, anytime your plane is yellow, it means your plane is not fully defined. So for our second reference, we'll select this point. And now our plane is blue, meaning that the plane is fully defined. And we will click OK. And that is how you create a plane by selecting a line and a vertex. We can also create a parallel plane. To create a parallel plane, first let me hide this plane. So I'm going to right click on this plane and hide it. To create a parallel plane, come to your Reference Geometry, Plane. We want to create a plane that is parallel to this face. So we'll select this face. And next we want to create a point that is coincident with that plane. So first we'll select that face, we'll select parallel. So it is asking us to select our second reference. We can select this point. So now we have a plane that is going through that point that is also parallel to this face, and select OK. We can also create a plane that is tangent and perpendicular to a surface. So let's hide this plane we just create. Right click on it to hide it. To create a plane that is tangent, select reference geometry plane. Our first reference, select that plane. And we have a plane that is tangent. For our second reference, we want to select this face. And it has flipped our plane for us. And we want to select the perpendicular and click OK. And that is how you create a plane that is tangent to this circle and perpendicular to that edge. And next, we can also create a plane that is tangent and parallel to an edge. So let's hide this plane. So I'm going to select it and hide it. To create a plane that is tangent and parallel to an edge, come down to your reference geometry, select plane. Select this circular edge for your first plane, which is tangent. For your second reference, select this edge. And in this option, instead of selecting the perpendicular, we are going to select the parallel. So now our plane is blue. Click OK. And now we've created a plane that is parallel to this face and is also tangent to that face. And finally, we can create a plane that is in the middle of two surfaces. So let's hide this plane. To create a plane in the center of two surfaces, come down to reference geometry plane. All you have to do is select your first reference plane and your second reference plane. And SolidWorks will automatically put a plane that is in the middle of those two faces, and click OK. And these are some of the ways you can create planes in SolidWorks. So you can really get creative with it, and these are one of the few ways you will be creating your own planes. Thank you, and I will see you in the next lecture. Bye.